Testing. Is this thing on? Back on YouTube, baby. Welcome back, guys, or if you are new here, thank you for tuning in and hearing what I have to say. My name is Alex Johnson. I'm 24 years old, and by way of a quick introduction, this far in my life, I've been able to marry my high school sweetheart. Together, we've bought a couple houses. I'm finishing up my degree in mechanical engineering next spring, and among a few other things, I genuinely live a life right now that I enjoy, and I'm excited to get up on Monday mornings, and I just enjoy what I'm doing. And I'm not saying this to flex on anybody. All right, so am I saying this because I'm just satisfied with where I'm at and I wanted to make a video to tell you about how cool I am? No, absolutely not. And that couldn't be any further from the truth. Okay, I know there's a lot of people that are more successful than me and doing a lot cooler things than I am, but this is just supposed to be a real video telling you real things that have helped me. If we haven't met yet, I like to make these videos and I like to make content that can help inspire and educate other people along their journey and on their path. And hopefully it can improve where you are to help you live more intentionally. These are just some things that I wish I knew going into my late teens or early 20s. And these are legitimate steps that can help you find more success in your life right now, no matter how you define that definition of success. Okay, no matter where you're at right now, these things can help you. So I've broken this information down into action steps for you guys that you can follow. So I like the motivation, I like the hype and all of that stuff. That's great, but I like tactical information, and that's what I wanted to deliver to you today for free. Obviously, I'm not getting paid for any of this. I don't have anything to sell you. These are just things that I have done and that have helped me to go all in my 20s and to live a fulfilling life. Now, jumping into number one on this list of how to go all in on your 20s, how to find more success no matter where you are, and how to grow this year is taking care of your physical health. Now, I've said this before, maybe you've heard me say it on other videos, but health is wealth, and you have to be in control of your eating habits. You have to have some kind of exercise routine that allows you to get exercise in every week and preferably every day. Okay, there is no successful entrepreneur, CEO, celebrity, or anyone of the sorts that you can look up to that would not agree with this. This idea is not controversial in the slightest. It's a well accepted and well known fact of reality. Okay, you have to take care of yourself, and this is a must for anyone looking to grow, and become more at any stage of your life. Even someone like Bill Gates is known to incorporate an hour of exercise daily. Right? He likes to get out and do things like play tennis, go on walks, and he reaps the rewards of, the exercise that he does in his mental and physical health, because these are benefits that come out of exercise and having a routine and having the discipline to take care of your body. So if you do not have one already, the action step in this list is to set an exercise routine and set some guards around your eating habits. Make sure that you're staying disciplined in that way and fueling your body with the right fuel and nutrition to keep you healthy. So doing things like going on runs, going on a bike ride, swimming, going to the gym, lifting weights, any of these things can help your body. They'll help your mental state, your physical aptitude, and all of this just drastically increases the quality and the longevity of your life. Once you start to take physical fitness seriously, you will start viewing the world through a different lens. And that sounds crazy, but the way you grow a muscle in the gym is very similar to how you can grow, say, your intellect or your spirituality or anything else in life. Training and exercising, that helps you to learn how to push yourself, and that will translate into other areas of your life. This really comes down to having discipline and taking control of things that you can control in your life, like your physical fitness. Anyone can better that. So that's why this is number one on the list. Make sure that you're taking control of your health and that you're bettering yourself no matter where you are right now. All right, so moving on to number two on this list, which is get out more and connect with others. Okay, a huge issue that people might face now as millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, or whatever the new generations are, is that we can become so comfortable staying inside. We might have our routine, right? Going to school or going to work. We might talk to a few people there, but then it's easy to come home and play video games or binge Netflix, watch TikTok or Instagram, whatever, until you eat, go to sleep, and then wake up the next day to do it all over again. And when I say get out more, I literally mean get out of the house more. Okay, what I've done in my local community is find networking events. I've put myself in situations where I can meet like-minded individuals that are hungry to grow, to be more successful. And I've tried to talk to anybody that I can, and I'm proud of what I've done to network this far because it's gotten me a lot of cool opportunities. So I want you to keep this in mind as you go about your daily life, and as you look for ways to grow, is to talk to as many people as possible. Shake as many hands as you can and get other people to tell you their story. Have a story to tell to other people, have an elevator pitch, and make sure you know who you are and what you're doing so that you can convey that message to other people. We've all heard the saying of, it's not about what you know, but rather who you know. And I'm here to tell you that that is true. I can think of a lot of opportunities that I've had in my life just because I've been willing to open my mouth and talk to other people and tell them what I'm trying to accomplish. And then, people naturally want to help you out, right? And it's crazy to think about, but your next best friend or your next mentor or whoever it might be, they could be a stranger standing next to you at a supermarket, and you won't find that opportunity if you're glued to your cell phone. So I always try to think to myself, I need to get out of my shell. And it's important for us to look around, start talking to people, start striking up conversation, and seeing how, we can help other people, how they can help us by having a story to tell to them and communicating who we are and what we're trying to do. This might sound really harsh, but if you want to guarantee that you stay poor, that you limit your opportunities, and that you feel miserable about yourself and where you're at, don't talk to anybody. Stay inside, stay bubble wrapped, and keep to yourself, right? Don't talk to anybody new, and make sure that you just waste time on TikTok or go binge watch a new TV show or whatever it is during your free time instead of putting yourself out there to meet new people. So like I said, this might sound harsh and it sounds crazy, but I think this is unintentionally happening to a lot of young people these days since, like I said, it's easy to stay inside. Things are designed to take our attention and to keep us on the couch using them. It's just become so easy to go throughout a normal schedule and then come home and in all of the free time that we have, consume media or give into the distractions that are all around us. And look, this might sound crazy, but you could be one conversation or one connection away from changing the trajectory of your life. And as dramatic as that might sound, this is legit. I have met some phenomenal people from just deciding to go to a networking event instead of staying at home and watching a movie, and just inserting myself with people who are also driven individuals and looking to grow and learn new things and new skills. And I know that this can happen if you put yourself out there and go connect with more people. So if that can be an action item from this list, get outside, go find new people to meet and share your story with them. And if I could add, take an evaluation of where you are at with your friendships right now, with your relationships. All right, if you're still friends with someone from high school because you sat next to them a few years ago at lunch, see if that relationship is actually still benefiting you. See if that person is making you any better or if they're making you worse. A lot of relationships that we might hold on to in our lives could not be benefiting us, and maybe it's time to let those go and meet new people, form new relationships, and find better people to spend our time with and to learn from. So to sum up this idea, making real connections with people can open so many doors for you, but you have to be willing to get out there and go meet them. Actually go get to know these people that might be able to help you out in your journey. And jumping into number 3 on this list, which is learn new skills and be on the path of continued growth. So at the end of the day, we are all paid according to how valuable we are to somebody else. Plain and simple, right? If you work at a job right now and you're not happy with where you are or you want to grow, take an evaluation of what your skills are. What have you done recently to learn more, to take on more responsibility? Because if you haven't learned new things, if you haven't increased your value in any kind of way, you can't get paid more. You can't get more responsibilities or find these opportunities that you might be looking for right now. So the idea here is to not become comfortable, okay, to go above and beyond, and to take this opportunity in your 20s or in your early career to ask as many questions as you can. Go take on more roles than you think you can, and go learn all that you're able to and take advantage of this time, because people don't expect you to have all the answers when you're in your teens or when you're a 20-something-year-old. Take advantage of that. Make sure that you can have a real stack of evidence as to why you are more valuable to someone, to customers, to an employer, or whatever, over Joe Schmo over there that became complacent, a few years ago. If you're thinking to yourself, oh, maybe I don't have as many skills as I thought, or maybe I'm not as valuable to customers or to my employer as I thought, I want you to know that there's a lot of time for you to change, especially if you're in your teens, 20s, 30s, or wherever you're at in your career or your profession or whatever you're doing right now. But one of the worst things that you could do for yourself is just say, well, that's the way I've always been. Or I've always been a little bit overweight. That's just who I am. Or I've never been good at numbers, so maybe that role or that career is not good for me. But I personally don't buy any of that crap. All right, there are people that are introverted CEOs and leaders out there. There are bodybuilders that have won competitions that had to lose hundreds of pounds to get to where they're at. And there are high school dropouts leading million and billion-dollar companies. So you can better yourself wherever you are, and you can make a big difference in your sphere. So to wrap this up, I need you to know that you hold the pen to your life story, and you can do the work to change the narrative that you might have of yourself or that other people might have of you. And you can do that by learning new things, taking on new responsibilities, learning new skills, and bettering yourself, becoming more valuable to the workplace, and becoming more valuable as an individual to other people. Moving on down to number 4 on this list, which coincides with the last point, and that is take risks and try everything that you can. Okay, personally, I'm not a very risky person. I'm pretty risk adverse, and I like to try to be in control of things and know exactly what I'm getting myself into before I dedicate my time to it. But guess what? That's not how life works. That's not how a job works or how business works or any of that. Okay, a lot of times we see opportunities as risks, and our mind likes to play tricks on us, and we like to have fear for these things if we don't know how it's going to turn out. But I often have to tell myself, and I hope that you can be reminded, that if you were to fail on an opportunity, on something that seems risky, it's probably not as bad as you think it would be, right? And we're all in different situations, but we like to think of worst case scenarios. We like to think of how it won't work rather than what would happen if it does. And I hope that we can remember that, because when you're younger, you don't have as many responsibilities as, say, when you're in your 50s, when you're in your 60s and you're looking to retire and to settle down or whatever you might be doing. When you're younger, that's the time to take risks, to embrace failure, and to look at it not as a bad thing, but as a learning opportunity. And it's a lot easier said than done, but I hope that you can remember this. So to make this into an action item, I want you to evaluate the opportunities in your life that seem risky right now. And maybe you can already think of one off the top of your head. And see if that's worth it to you. And if it is, if you think that there's a lot of upside to it, but you're just scared to do it, make the action steps to just do the thing. A lot of times that's what it'll come down to, just doing the thing that scares us. Go try it, because it probably is not as bad as you think it is. And while you're in your teens, while you're in your 20s, that's the time to make mistakes. That's the time to learn from failure, and you have to embrace that. That's the way that you learn and become a better individual. All right, we have made it to number 5 on this list, and the last point that I'll talk about, which is to stop worrying about what other people might think of you. This one hits home to me, and I bring this up because I know that there are people watching who would be greatly benefited by this advice. Too many of us might make decisions based off of what our family wants us to do or what our peers want us to do, whoever. But your 20s is the best time for you to really figure out who you are and what you want out of life. Okay, the best way to never reach your potential, to never find out what you were actually sent here to do or live the life that you want to live, is to follow what other people think you should do. Follow the path that they have set for you. Now listen, there's a difference between, getting good advice from a parent or a family member or friend, versus someone that doesn't want the best for you, okay? And it's important to know that difference. But there will be a lot of opinions of how you need to live your life that just won't apply to you if you want to get to the next level and if you want more out of your own life. In 20 years from now, I don't want to look back, and I don't want any of you guys to look back and realize that you've limited yourself because maybe you missed opportunities, or maybe you didn't take any chances because of what Joe Schmo might have thought, or Aunt Susie might have thought of you if you did. Look, the action item for this one is pretty simple. It's not easy, but it has to do with evaluating where you are right now. Evaluate what you want out of life and see if there's anyone in your circle that's preventing you from getting there because of the opinions and the ideas that they might have. A saying I like is, if you want to make sure that no one will have anything bad to say about you, if you want to avoid all criticism, then the one way to ensure that that happens is to do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. And if that sounds like that's what you want, then none of these action items are for you. Make sure to not follow it. But if you want more out of life, and if you want to be greater and to serve humanity with whatever you're passionate about, make sure that you take calculated risks, that you follow these action steps that I've talked about today. And that's a way that you can improve your life. So thank you guys so much for watching. Do me a favor, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel to see more. Make sure to like it. Leave a comment about what you think. You know, I don't get paid for any of this, so you won't hurt my feelings. I have nothing to lose. You can find me on other platforms as well at Alex Johnson Bro. Feel free to message me privately. I will try to respond to all of those. And I'm not this big motivational speaker or guru or anything like that. I'm just interested in helping you get better. So until next time,